You see, it is a bit of a mixed feeling. If you remember that it was also this guy, Lagbaja, that went to Okwama, where the people, a riverine community, that got trapped in the politics of oil bunkering in Nigeria. And the Nigerian army that was supposed to keep us safe, they are the ones involved in oil bunkering, stealing of Nigeria crude oil. Between them, something went wrong. They opened fire on themselves. They killed themselves to cover it up. Days after these guys were killed, they were killed and buried. So they manufactured their stories. This Lagbaja manufactured story. And the story was that these two brothers, these two communities were fighting over land, which never happened. The Nigerian army said they sent delegation to go and talk to them in Okwama. And the people of Okwama, they captured these soldiers and they killed them and they buried them. That never happened. The truth was that these people were all involved in oil bunkering. And when they opened fire and killed themselves, they blame it on the armless civilians. And guess what? They killed over 300 people in that community. Burned down the entire community. They burned down the entire community. And those who managed to escape, they stayed inside forests for days. No food, no water, no medication, no nothing. They ran for their lives. And the Nigerian army said they deserved it, that they should surrender. They should surrender for what they didn't do. It was Lagbaja. It was that Olori Buruku Lagbaja Kotuku Lonorun. He was the one who gave the order. Only for us to now hear that within the circle, somehow, he was poisoned. He didn't die of cancer. And this is coming from those who know him. They said, you can't be dealing with cancer and look healthy enough that way. You'll be you'll be having your chemo, won't you? Until his disappearance, his sudden disappearance. He never, for once, shared with those around him that is treating cancer. Cancer is not cancer is not something you have to treat and people won't know. But now we are hearing that he is actually poisoned. Poisoned by who and why? We don't know. But wait, if you hear them deny it tomorrow, then it is true. Okwama people probably are watching and they're like, maybe that is karma. No, it may not be karma. It is just to show to you the evil that men can get themselves involved in. One, to cover up a lot of things, or to benefit from a lot of things. So we are asking that, don't bury him, do autopsy. Yeah, do autopsy and tell us what kill him. It's an evil contraption, so to say. So the Olori Ebi was caught crying. They said that there is a plot. There is actually a coup plot cooking within the Nigerian army. You know, if everything that we hear is to happen right away, they probably won't, really have a solid influence or so on us. The high-profile officers, they are denying there is a coup plot going on within the army as we speak. They are denying it, and they have to keep denying it. But meanwhile, they are restless. The destroyed economy, the collapsed security system in Nigeria, the poor remuneration for these same soldiers, the poor treatment of these guys, it has become a grown resentment within the army that they want to do their best to make sure that they manage it. But it is getting out of hand every minute. You may not see it, you may not feel it, you may not, but within their rank, they are arresting as many soldiers as they can, charging them for mutiny here, charging them for insubordination there, but they are keeping them away from the media. Did you know that? Some others are just like, they will send them on mission, Baba, they will just go AWOL. In Nigerian army, but their media, the Nigerian media is one of the useless media in the entire world. They are waiting for press releases. This is what the Nigerian media is. None of them could actually really dig and expose some of these things properly so that they can actually, put them on the spot. No. If you try it, you will be charged. You will be charged for treason. But a lot is going on within the Nigerian army as you are watching this video. Yes. If they are not arresting some soldiers for insubordination, they are arresting some of them, putting them into the, what do you call that thing again? Share room trial or something. And they are keeping it away from the media. They are suspecting this, suspecting that. It is the way it is right now in the army, Nigerian army. Charging them for mutiny, charging them for this. Others, they will just go AWOL. So if you wake up one morning and you hear gang, it don't happen with that. Lagbaja is not here to defend himself, but we can judge him by his action. One single thing that he did so evil is the killing of the Okwama people and the destruction of their communities. And he labeled them those who murdered soldiers. It was on TV. It was on TV telling us that they will find the killers. When in actual fact, it was the soldiers versus soldiers that killed themselves. Soldiers versus soldiers, plus the militants who are involved in crude oil smuggling, bunkering. Yet they moved their soldiers. They moved all their weapons to a community, a riverine community, and they slaughtered people. Slaughtered them, burned down the entire community, and he defended it on TV. He defended it. If to say that they coup again and coup jati, and if he was poisoned like a dog that way, right? It's such an evil contraption that the evil men do no longer live after them. It lives even when they are still here. So the likes of Tifnumbu that planned that, internal coup, because that's what they did. Immediately, Lagbaja got poisoned, right? Those who are next, the person who is next to Lagbaja is from northern Nigeria. Tifnumbu quickly brought out this Oluyele Aboluleye and quickly promoted him so that he can replace him before they will announce his death. Who poisoned him? The guy didn't die of cancer. He didn't die of any cancer. When it was announced that he's dead, it was the Tifnumbu. What in concern Tifnumbu's spokesperson, Onofunuga? What in be Onofunuga's business in announcing the news about the military? What in concern? What's his business? But they are the ones who issued press statements that Lagbaja is on vacation. He spoke to Tifnumbu. They were the ones who put out the statement. Now, when they finished the palace school, this change of guard, everything, they are the ones who now came out to announce that he's dead. Why would they be the one to make the announcement? Why? But maybe they do. Everybody continue to do whatever they are doing. Are you with me? Mayegun's diary political will keep keeping the records. So I will wait for them to deny it. The Olori Ebi says he regrets obtaining the form for him. I was the one who got him the NDA form. And now he's dead. And the old man is devastated. He's devastated. And everyone is trying to calm him. Baba, amuwa alone. Now God gave us, now God took him. Just let's accept the will of God and all that yen thing. Today, again, Tifnumbu's Vuvuselas, Bayo, Onofunuga, the long throat, released a statement on behalf of RAT. And they said they want to clarify to the general public that the vexed lady of Nigeria, Remi Ahmed Tifnumbu RAT, is not organizing a national prayer. They said the news is misleading, is this, is that. And you know, whatever they deny is true. And the backlash they didn't like. So Rat says she is not the one organizing prayer. Now he invites them, invite her to come and lead the prayer. And whenever they deny, it is true. Whatever they deny is obviously true. Whatever they deny. In northern Nigeria, a young man returned to Nigeria from the UK, a PhD candidate, person will be doctor from UK. He returned back to Nigeria and immediately he was arrested. And they locked him up in an Islamic jail. What was his offense? He converted to Islam. He converted from Islam and converted to Christianity. I'll come back to that. Someone was talking about that Lakurawa, because I'm going to go back to the Lakurawa people again.
It's shocking to hear that a terrorist group has been operating in our country for over 6 years and nobody is measuring about it. First, what is the local governments? 5 local governments are affected. What are the local government chairmen doing? The local government at their own level have their own little security outfits. Vigilantes, hunters, they are supposed to gather information. And their own local intelligence, including the traditional rulers in this area. What have they been doing? So these are the issues we talk about security in this country. People just take it with pinch of salt and thinking that everything boils down on the military. The military will only come to play a role when these things are properly established and will have the good intelligence to carry out the operations. So the local government authorities in these places should be held accountable for what has happened, for delaying the information on these things. And then the traditional rulers within the same area should have been held responsible also. I agree that there are police and civil defense in these areas, but what they can do is limited. We know how many of them can be in a local government area and things like that. But the locals have a major role to play in these issues. These are just the situations. You know, there are hunters, vigilantes all over these places when you go and see them. But what are they doing? Who is passing the information, bulk information down to the authorities for us to actually use it and plan our operations?
But again, you know, let's exonerate them for a bit and talk about the authorities. And in this case, we have other security outfits. Time was when we were told, except we were told a lie, that, well, the DSS, well, can actually, you have one or a couple of them in almost every local government. So you live among the locals, you live on the ground to be able to come and gather, you know, intelligence. So for 6 years, how difficult is it for us to uncover a group that has held sway in more than 4 local governments, and we're just getting to know about this for this?
Well, that's why I said I'm surprised, because the national security outfit, led by under the NHS office, for instance, the IG of police, should have been able to gather the information long ago. It's disappointing to know that this has happened over 4 or 5 years ago and nobody cared about it, nobody reported it. You understand? So it's part of failure of governance across board. Failure of intelligence, so to say, across board. Because we know the threats from the northwest area, we know the Sahel in the northwest. Yeah. So it's a challenge where we should put our eyes open on these places to see what is happening. How about the border management, the immigration? How come these people are floating over the borders and nobody is checking them? How come they are passing? So people have to be held accountable for when things go wrong like this, not just washing it away and say military take action. What action do you want?
Nigeria doesn't have any border. I told you that, right? So 5 local government areas is where they are controlling in Sokoto State. 5 local government areas, 5. And this is them being generous. I mean, you hear them. I've said it many times here. When you go to Borno State, out of 27 or 30 local government areas, right? Half of them, more than 15 local government areas, are totally cut off from Nigeria. They are controlled by terrorists. People still living there, right? They are paying their taxes to these terrorists. In Borno State, for the past 5 years now, right? All the local government chairmen for these local government areas, all of them are living in Maiduguri, the state capital. Whenever they tell you that they are doing elections in Borno State, they are not doing elections in about 16, 17 local government areas. So they're not born anybody well to go there and do elections because nobody is there. But Borno State is still collecting allocation for all the local government areas in the state. Yes. If you go to Niger State, more than 10 local government areas are completely cut off from Nigeria. They are controlled by terrorists in Niger State. Now, they just told you there, 5 local governments in Sokoto State controlled by these terrorists. It's the same almost everywhere in northern Nigeria. In Kwara State, there are communities. I don't know if they have been able to hold up to a local government. There are more than 100 communities in Kwara State alone that are being controlled by terrorists. That Nigeria know they go there again. Kwara is very close to Yoruba land, Abi. I'm just saying. So when I told you that half of northern Nigeria is controlled by different kind of terrorists, Fulani terrorists, ISWAP, Boko Haram, and this Lakurawa terrorist, you will think I'm exaggerating. Oh, my Abba. Are you sure? No, I'm not. What do you think they are saying what do you think they mean when they tell you that ungoverned areas have been gazetted? Ungoverned means Nigeria no they go there anymore. If you find your way around that territory, you're on your own. And they are running Nigeria like say everything they okay. There is no ungoverned area in eastern part of Nigeria, but it is more militarized. They militarized the eastern part of Nigeria than this northern Nigeria. And there is no ungoverned area there. And say this local government area, that local government area is controlled by this group or that group, nothing there. So this young man returned to Nigeria from the UK. And then his family members accused him of converting to Christianity and then trying to convert his children to Christianity. They arrested him and they locked him up somewhere. His story.
Doctor?
Hassan Yusuf, yeah.
Doctor, are you a medical doctor?
PhD, Energy Economics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
They said I became a Christian because I spent 16 years in the UK. I married there. So I got back to Nigeria to come and settle with my family. And the extended family came and told these people that I became a Christian. I've converted. I'm trying to convert my children to Christians and the rest. I just found myself here one morning about 2 years ago.
About 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, what has been your experience in the 2 years
Very hectic. Since I was in military school, I've not seen anything like this. I went to military school, so since that experience, I've not seen anything like this. And this is worse because of the age. I'm diabetic, no drugs. They keep you incommunicado. You can't talk to anybody to bring drugs or medicine for your diabetes. So I've just been surviving. These small boys, there are some small boys around that live around here. They're the ones that get us this zogale to chew and soak and drink. That's how I've been surviving with the diabetes. The food is just carbohydrates, the same thing every day, stones.
But are you comfortable here?
Is there an issue of comfort?
Okay.
Actually, I've even been trying to talk to them, to the owner of the place, that look, you need to introduce some counseling, some kind of things, because you can't bring somebody here, there's no plan for him. As an educationist, I can help you, I can guide you, at least do some basic things. I will give people some level of hope that they are here for something. Just come here, recite Quran, they flog you, they make you do how do you survive? You don't know what you are doing, you don't know when you are going, and things like that. So, but they won't listen to those things, because of the lack of...
in your 2 years of being in this...
students, the place is a group of younger students who are here actually to school. Initially, I think the place was a school. Then gradually they realized the need for rehabilitation because of the kind of area Rigasa is. All this Endaba and Sarasuka, and I don't know. That's my thoughts actually. So maybe they just realized that some of these other elderly children, the ones that are involved in the Sarasuka and drugs and the rest, can also be brought here, chained, and kept until they read the Quran enough for. But actually, the place has been abused. That is my own understanding. It might not be their intention to abuse the place, but other people will use it. Like, for example, the people that brought me and told the people. So, as far as they are concerned, somebody that has become a Christian is supposed to die. So, as far as they are concerned, they are helping me. You understand? When I'm even supposed to have been dead, so for them to put chains for me, it's like they are helping me. So, you understand the mentality. So, one has to understand those guys.
17 children just left here. They decided to leave this place. And do you know what kind of thing are we going to do? For you to keep someone here, you say you promote him, you keep him with someone that's a drug dealer. You bring someone that's armed robber, as a homosexualist, and the gays. All these kind of people are here.
Do you experience such things here?
Homosexual. Yes, they do. They do. And if they caught someone that is having a subject, if they caught someone with the issue of homosexuality, they will not even do anything to him. But if they caught you that you went to run from this place, they will hang you, they will chain you. So which one is worst? Islamically, they will just keep us. They will just from mosques. We just only stay mosques. We just recite Quran. That's when they will force you to do all the by force. Look at, they put chain on me with all the level of my exposure. One, look at my own age. I have responsibilities on my head, but they deny me access to a lot of things.
Okay.
This man is diabetic and is a PhD holder.
Almost 2 years now.
Okay, seeking education.
I was chained. I don't know exactly why I was chained. I even complained.
Doctor?
Hassan Yusuf, yeah.
Because if you convert from Islam to Christianity, the thing is that they have to kill you. It is good for you to convert from Christianity to Islam in northern Nigeria. That's very good. Welcomed. But if you can't say, I'm tired, I want to be a Christian, that means they would have to stone you to death. A PhD holder. A PhD holder returned to Nigeria and his family member ordered for his arrest, where they locked him up for 2 years to be reciting Quran every morning, afternoon, evening. Just keep reciting it there. So if I call Nigeria a contraption, are you always going to get mad? If you have an idea of all the anomalies going on in that place, a contraption will sound much like a fancy word. It is not a zoo. It is worse than a jungle. And this is 2024. You are lucky if they don't kill you. You go convert to Christian. Baba, na death sentence. Sharp, 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 sharp. They will stone you to death. Once you join Islam, you cannot go back. If you try to change, they'll kill you. So if they manage to put you somewhere and lock you up and make you read and recite Al Quran every day for like maybe 10 years, they are just helping you. Even though in the place as well, they have people who are like a drug addicts. So they take them there as well for healing and all that. Oh my God, man. My skin crawls. Like I feel like